want you to imagine for a minute that you're an 18-year-old girl and you're living in communist China and you become pregnant. And at that time, China has the one-child policy where you're under law limited to only one child. And then you know it's a girl. And the horrors that have been inflicted upon girls in China as a result of that one-child policy drives you to flee communist China and to enter the United States illegally through Mexico. That's the story of Kelly Yu. But Kelly's story doesn't stop there. Kelly goes on, after more than 21 years here in the United States, to become the embodiment of the American dream. She has 2 successful sushi Asian cuisine restaurants, Kawaii Asian and Sushi Cuisine. She's opening a 3rd, married to Aldo Urquiza, and her daughter, Zita Yu, a rising senior at Arizona State University in Tempe, Arizona. Kelly gives to the community, pays her taxes, has had no criminal contact with the judicial system in any capacity since she's been here in the United States. Kelly applied for asylum, was rejected, and overstayed here in the United States. Does that make her a criminal? Does that make her a bad person? Sounds to me Kelly's the kind of person that you would want to be a part of your community, somebody that you would want to have to be a part of your family, somebody who, true to who she is, has actually opened the doors of her restaurants to communities to be able to say, come and break bread with me. I had a chance to sit down and speak to Zita Yu and Aldo Urquiza about Kelly. And what you're going to hear is sad, but it's also one of tens of thousands of similar stories across the United States. People that are suffering at the hands of Trump's draconian immigration policies. Take a listen to the story of Kelly Yu. And joining me here at the Katie Phang News Channel is Aldo Urquiza and Zita Yu. Aldo is the husband of Kelly Yu, and Zita is her daughter. Aldo and Zita, thank you so much for the privilege of your time. I really appreciate it. I want to start with you. Aldo, you just got off the phone with Kelly. Tell us how she's doing right now.
She's doing good. You know, every time she calls, of course, as a concerning husband or even a concerned daughter, you know, we always ask her if she's doing good. There's everything fine. So far, every time we speak with her, she's doing great. She calls us with a, you know, great attitude, you know, other than just she misses home. She misses me, misses her daughter every day. So, but she's doing good. We ask her every single time we talk to her, which is almost every single day.
So, Zita, it must be so hard. You're a rising senior at Arizona State University. Like any daughter-mother relationship, I have a daughter. She's only 10. But Zita, it must be so hard to be going through so much without your mom being around.
Oh, 100%. I think it's harder knowing that she is still here and that she is where she's at, and there's not much that we can do. I mean, I feel like we've expended a lot of what we could have done with all the media, the press, and all that stuff. But it just sucks to know that she's still here, and I can only see her an hour every week, which it just sucks knowing that. But yeah.
And she's been in custody for months, detained by Immigration, Customs, and Enforcement. And so, Zita, how is it for you in terms of this battle, in terms of trying to get your mom out of custody?
I think a lot of it is just mentally draining. I think going through the whole process of just things that I never thought that I would have to experience is just nothing. It's undescribable to me personally. And I think that seeing my mom having to see her go through tough times is something that I never wished. You know, of course, health and stuff like that is, I mean, you can't stop that. You know, you just have to go through that kind of stuff. But immigration, seeing her detained and seeing her locked up in the detention center is just something that I never wanted to see. And it just sucks that it's happening. And it's just sad. It really is just sad. And to know that she did and is doing all this just for me to have a better life. Of course, I want to do everything in my power to make sure she's proud and that, so that she knows that we're fighting for her too, just like how she fought for me or fought for, our family.
Aldo, a lot of people in Arizona and maybe in the surrounding region may be familiar with Kelly, your restaurants, and her plight, but a lot of people need to know more about her. Talk about your wife, Kelly Yu, and let people who are tuning in right now get a better understanding of the kind of woman that she is.
Whew. Amazing. She's a great woman. I mean, since I first met her, she's been nothing but, light in my life, really. She's full of energy, loving, caring. She likes to give back to the community. It's a person that she'll walk in by herself and walk out with 50 friends. She'll meet friends anywhere she goes. She'll put herself behind, and she'll put all of us in front, and then she'll put herself very last. She's an amazing human being, caring, loving, funny, feisty, of course, we all are, but she's just a very, very, she's a blessing, really. She's an amazing woman. I mean, what else can I say? I mean, that word describes her. Amazing. She is.
Aldo, how shocking has it been then for somebody who's been in this country for decades, who is on the verge of opening a third sushi restaurant in that area, in your area in Arizona, that pays her taxes, has no criminal contact with the justice system in any way, has just been such a huge contributing part of the fabric of that community, to have her ripped away from you and Zita in this way?
It's devastating. It's not fair. It's just not right, especially a person like her. And I know there's a lot of people in there that are just like her as well. Came to this country to get a better life, to raise a family, not worry about anything, not worry about politics. But, if we knew this was going to happen, or even if she knew this was going to happen, I'm pretty sure she would have stayed back in her country. But she came here just to look for a better opportunity, raise a beautiful daughter, and, just to be a better life, just to have a better life for her and for her family. So it's not right what the government's doing here. It really isn't. They promise one thing, they're going to go after criminals, but they're not. They're going after everyone. And a person like her that pays taxes, gives back to the community. We donate to local fire department, police department, local high schools, create jobs for high school students. And why would you want to get rid of people like that? Why would you? It's just really, I really can't explain it. It just makes me feel angry. Makes me not want to hate my country. Makes me want to leave it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, Zita, your mom, and it's an inspiring story. Your mom fled communist China when she was 18 years old and pregnant, in large part due to the one-child policy that communist China has implemented. Your thoughts about how, as you've already noted, she came to this country for something better because she was pregnant, for something better for you. She's built an entire life here in this country with you. And now you are all on the verge of perhaps having her be deported back to her home country. I mean, she would be going to Hong Kong specifically. How does this fit into the idea of how you've been raised in the United States? The idea that our multiculturalism, our diversity is truly what makes us the best country in the world.
I mean, it really just is very contradicting to me. I feel like America, or the United States, is known to be the melting pot of so many cultures. And now it's like we're separating, and we're almost just alienating people of that have brought so many different things to our country. And we're supposed to be celebrating our diversity, our individuality, but it's just very contradicting to me. And to see that my mom is having to go through that after she has brought so many different people together, especially, at our restaurants, and just who she is in general, who she is as a person. And to see the kind of, I guess you could say, payback, for lack of a better word, from, how giving she is, how caring she is to everyone around her. It just hurts a lot to see that.
Aldo, to get people up to speed, Kelly applied for asylum when she arrived in the United States. It was denied. She was issued a removal order that was appealed. Her final appeal was dismissed. And then last year in 2024 is when ICE began deportation proceedings. It sounds to me that Kelly has been trying to go through the legal process to be able to become a United States citizen, to remain here in our United States. Your thoughts about how unfair it is that people who are trying to do it this way, who are trying to kind of check all the boxes off and are hitting roadblocks along the way. How in the world does this make us safer? How in the world does this make this a better place when somebody like Kelly is now on the verge of being literally thrown out of the country?
It's just not fair. You know, she's been doing the right thing since the first day she got to this country. She's been trying to get either her permanent visa or just trying to do what she has to do, you know, and then the fact that what she's done while she's been here, and this is how she's getting repaid, is really just not fair. There's so many people, bad people out there. There are American citizens that those people really do not deserve to be here, that never took advantage of an opportunity which other people from other countries have. And what she's done and what she's trying to do just for her to have a permanent stay here, she's followed everything by the book, every single thing. And I just don't think it's fair. I think people like that deserve a chance, deserve an opportunity to do the right things and to stay in this country, to provide, to create, and of course, generate income for this country, you know, give back to the community. People like that need to stay. And I don't care where you're from, but people like that, if you're doing good for whatever country you're in, you deserve to stay, at least an opportunity, at least one shot. That's all you need. Just one shot, people like that. And it seems like she's done everything that she has in her power to do so, but obviously it's not working. Even trying that hard, there's no results for that.
And, you know, Zita, right now, for those of us that are watching right now, you and Aldo are at one of your mom's restaurants. And as I noted a few minutes ago, your mom has at least 2 successful, on the verge of opening the 3rd. She employs more than 30 people in that community. She's also been very inclusive about employing students that are locally there. Zita, you yourself are in college. You know what it's like to have to go to school, struggle, work, etc. Your mom has created an opportunity entry point for so many different people in that community. It's really shocking to me that she is indiscriminately being targeted, because that's exactly what happens, right? It's not just they're being very selective. It's just this wholesale, let's sweep everybody up and let's just toss them all out.
I 100% agree. I think she has more than shown who she is as a person without any cameras or anybody, you know.
Yeah.
But it's just, and to say that we've been here for over a decade, I believe we've been here for 11 years as a restaurant. So, and we have 2 restaurants in between that. So if you really think about it, how many people have we employed that were college students or that were, you know, high school students or struggling mothers? We've had so many people here that have children here, and we try to give them an opportunity to make that money or for them to survive. And it just sucks. It really sucks to see that this is what she gets for just helping out the community and giving back.
You know, Aldo, like many cultures, the Asian culture, I happen to be Korean. The Asian cultures especially are focused on the breaking of bread together, the convening at a table to break bread together, to eat together. It's a very critical part of how we show our love to people. Kelly has shown her love for the community in this way by feeding people, total strangers, sitting down to break bread in the restaurants there. And it doesn't make a difference what their skin color is, where they're from. They're there to be able to eat good food and to be a part of that community. It really does tear the fabric of that community apart to see somebody who's such a mainstay and such a contributing part to be in detention for months. I mean, tell us how the community is rallying behind her.
Oh, like I've said 1,000 times to her, I'm like, you don't have just us fighting for you. You have a whole army right behind you, the whole community. Mm-hmm. I mean, ever since we did our first interview 2.5 weeks ago, about 2 weeks, it's been nonstop. People will stop by, even if they're just driving by and just see the name of Kauai. They'll just drive by to talk to us, to see her, to see myself, just to ask to see how she's doing. I mean, the response has been unbelievable, like great. Like I have no words for it. You know, everybody here, there's not one single person that's walked through this door and says, oh, well, I'm glad she's gone, or anything negative. It's always nothing but positive things that they have to say to her. I mean, she's well loved, she's well known, and you can hear her laugh or smile from like a mile away. So The response has been amazing. Yeah, it's been overwhelming in my case when people try to call me for interviews, reporters, how she's doing. But all the customers, what we call friends, amazing. I just got back this last Sunday. I took some friends that she's known for 12 years since they opened the first location to go visit her. So people even like that ask me, hey, when do you go visit her? Hey, can I go see her? The response has been amazing. Amazing.
And, Aldo, the bipartisan support that Kelly has seen from local and national politicians has been noteworthy. It's bipartisan in the truest sense of the word. You have Republicans and Democrats that have united behind Kelly's cause simply because she truly is the exemplary, shining American dream example, right? She is the person that we look at that builds a life here in this country. And that's what we all want, regardless of your political party. Talk a little bit about how it's felt and what it's like to have everybody from the entire political spectrum saying that Kelly is the kind of person who deserves to stay here and not be a part of this draconian Trump immigration policy.
She is a perfect example of an American citizen. She really is a perfect example. I did explain to her about the politicians, coming together because of her case. And yeah, she's overwhelmed. She feels like, really? Like when I told her, it's like, yeah, there's politicians, different parties that don't like each other. They're coming together because of your situation, because of what they heard. So she's like, even she told me, she's like, oh, they call me a celebrity at the detention center because they've seen her all over media. So for her, it's an excitement and she feels fantastic because she does actually feel like she's making a big difference, even from where she's at. So she's looking at everything very positive, and I try to explain to her all the time because she's not too into politics, but she understands exactly what's going on the outside. And she thanks us for what we've been doing on the outside, of course, and she helps people inside of the detention center. So as we on the outside as well. But she's aware of everything, what's going on, all the noise. I let her know. She watches TV. But she's very excited, and she sometimes even gets shocked when I explain it to her. She's like, really? I'm like, wow. So yeah, so it's been good. It's been really good, and I'm glad that we're bringing different parties that are used to fight before, and now they're together because of her. But she's a role model. She's a person you want in this country.
Zita, it was just mentioned right now that your mom is actually doing good stuff at the detention center, meaning when she has the chance to help fellow detainees, that's what she's doing. Share a little bit about the work and the help that she's giving to the other detainees that are there at Eloy Detention Center with her.
I mean, it's just exactly who she is as a person. And it's no surprise to us. That's at first when we heard about it, we were like, of course, that's what you're doing. Of course, that's what you're doing. Because it's nonstop. I get messages almost every single day of new detainees that have just got into the detention center or that have been there a while and their family don't know what apps to use or how to put money into specific accounts like their commissary or with their phones. And I get messages from her every day that's like, oh, this is their alien number. This is their name. They're trying to reach their son, their daughter, their aunt, their cousin, whoever it is. And it's their phone number. And so I do my part while she does her part inside. And I reach out and I say, hey, you don't know me, but I'm so-and-so's daughter. And she's in there with your mom, your cousin, whoever it is. And I will teach you how to do this. And some people don't even speak English or know how to read English. And so we do our part and we send our money to help them out as well. And, it's easier for them to just transfer money to us because, I feel like a decent amount of people know how to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we do that. I mean, almost every single week I get a group of people to help out. So it's great to see that she is just still being exactly who she is, no matter how difficult the situation is.
And as a fellow Asian American woman, all the individual stories of people that have been unlawfully and unfairly detained, their stories are all important, but something about obviously your mom is it highlights the fact that this is just not something that is affecting the Latino community only. That again, this is an indiscriminate action that is being taken by this administration. As someone who is also a fellow Asian American woman, how important is it for you to let people know that it is not just one community that is under attack, but it's several?
It's incredibly important. I think that, and no matter what, every community that is affected should be talked about, and there should be noise about every single community that is affected by this. It shouldn't just be the Latinos, it shouldn't just be, the Asians. It should be everybody. And to see the effect of, how families are being torn apart, or, what everybody's having to go through, little children that are having to fend for themselves practically. I think all of that needs to be talked about and needs to be brought into the light more than it is now.
Aldo, you are facing a very harsh reality. In the event there is no, I'll use the word clemency, not in the legal sense, but just in the concept of just grace and decency that is shown to Kelly in a way to help her stay here in the United States. You are now facing the prospect of having her your wife be deported out of the country. You've got the businesses. Zita is there in college. She's facing not having her mom literally here in the United States anymore. Aldo, I want you to share with the people that are tuning in how stark having to confront these kinds of realities is.
Very challenging. I'll tell you this much. If you don't have the patience, if you don't have the heart, you're going to struggle. It's really hard. So we've been fortunate enough that after she first got released, after her first stint, we talked about it. We planned because we knew it was going to happen again. So we were a little more prepared this time. So, but still just going through the process, thinking about what you're going to do. Okay, if you get deported, okay, I'm lucky enough I can go see her, but I can't leave her with the businesses here. So her for an eye just to communicate me going to go see her. But we've been talking about where we're going to end up, but there's a lot of plans that we already have, but we need to execute them if we can, her being detained. And I've said it 1,000 times that I really don't care if you get sent back. I just want your release. A person like you does not deserve, or any other person that's just like you do not deserve to be in the cage. That's what I call it. It's a cage. And they deserve to be free. And I tell her all the time, I don't care where you go. And then, like I said, we've been planning this for months. But what I would say to other people, just be prepared, because there'll be a lot of emotions for sure. There'll be nights that you won't be able to sleep, like myself. There'll be nights you don't want to go home because you feel the nest is empty, it's alone. There's going to be nights that, literally you will feel like you're useless. But you have to be strong mentally, physically, and everything's going to work out. But you have to go through that process. To get to the end of the rainbow, you have to go through it, and it's going to take quite some battle to get there. But at the end of the day, I know everything's going to work out. But it's a struggle. It really is, as a husband or even as a daughter. And then having to run businesses here with, not having her next to you, it's really hard. Absolutely.
Zita, my final question is to you. You are literally the mini me of Kelly. You look like her. I'm sure people have a double take sometimes, especially as you've grown older, how much you look like her, how much you are like your mom, and yet you're different in and of your own right. But you are the embodiment of her. You are the spirit of Kelly. If there's anything that you could say right now to the powers that be that could make a difference to help your mom get out of custody and detention and to come home and to be able to stay here, what would you say?
I honestly, and I think my mom has told me this many times, that I think she came here as a scared 18-year-old who was pregnant and wanted a better life for her child. And I think a lot of people are parents, and obviously we all want what is best for our kids. And I think that it just take a step back to kind of look at the overall picture. And I know she came here illegally, but she's not asking for citizenship. She's not asking for, like anything like that. She just wants a chance to prove that she belongs here and that she can make things right, and that she just doesn't want the ban. She has a 10-year ban on her, and she just wants an opportunity to come here and come back to her family here and to everything that she's made for herself here. And we've always said it, she's done well in this community. She's created an amazing community and she's given back, and I feel like she might not have like that title of a citizen, but she sure does act like a great citizen. So yeah.
I want to say this, Aldo and Zita. You're right, Zita. It's a title. It's a legal status, being a quote citizen, but it's simply a word. And if there's anybody who deserves and is truly, as Aldo, you've said, truly the embodiment of the American dream and truly the embodiment of how you can be a true citizen of our world, it's Kelly Yu. So I hope that we hear only good news about Kelly. And I hope that everything turns out okay for all of you, because yours is, as you graciously have noted, yours is one of thousands, if not more, tens of thousands of stories right now of people that just want to be a part of what we call the United States. So Aldo Urquiza and Zita Yu, thank you for the privilege again, for your time. I appreciate it.
We
Thank
appreciate
you.
your time. We really do. And we felt like, we said what we had to do. And once again, we really appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you both. Katie Phang here. We launched the Katie Phang News Channel in partnership with the Midas Touch Network so we could bring you the latest in legal and political news. Straight, no chaser. So if you're a fellow truth teller, hit that subscribe button and share the word about this channel so we can build a high information America together.